Hey guys, how are you? Welcome to the channel. I hope you guys are all doing very well. Um, I'm aware that Nadal has actually ended his season due to an injury. I'm going to wait till right after the final of the Cincinnati Masters. I just really want to talk about the rest of this tournament first. Semi-final, final. Then the following day we'll get into the Nadal situation. Don't worry about that. And I'm hoping to interview him too, right? So first, let's just go through the quarterfinals and see what's happened there. So we saw Zverev 6-1, 6-3 take down Casper Rudd. I just felt like they both were playing with good consistency, good defense, but it just came down to one simple fact: Zverev took control of the point. And he wasn't doing it in a situation like he's really trying to shorten the point, take risks, and go for lines, or other times when he's too passive. Um, yeah, where he just wants to be in a long rally, not hitting with any power, not taking control of the point. Sometimes he does that. Other times he just goes with everything on the line and makes a lot of errors with winners too. But now I really like the way he's playing, where he's trying to end it in 3 or 4 shots. Yes, he's rallying, but yes, he's also doing it with power to the point where every time he'll get a ball a bit shorter and then he'll attack even more until he's going to end the point. But there are rallies that he's taking control of with power. And against Casper Rudd, both of them wanted to rally. Both of them were patient, but Zverev did it with more power and just took over the rallies, pushed Rudd around, and sort of was winning it over 3, 4, 5 shots. Every time hitting the ball harder, getting it shorter, and then being more safe to attack the next one, and then getting it shorter again until he could end the point. And I really like this play from Zverev, where like he's not going for it to try to end it in a shot or two, taking risks and just hammering it as hard as he can near the line with a high risk of errors, but he's not trying to be like a long-term rallier like a Medvedev or a Djokovic. He's actually using his power to take over the point and to push the other guy back and to be in control of the point, but not where he has to end it in a shot or two, where he's willing to end it in 3 or 4 shots. That's how he beat Djokovic, and he destroys Casper Rudd by just both of them wanting to rally, but the Rev more powerful and finding that happy medium between not going for enough and not going for too much. So straight sets there. Um, Medvedev against Pablo Carreno Robusta, a bit of a similar story, 6-1, 6-1. Both of them are good ralliers. Both of them are shot tolerant. Both of them not hitting a lot of errors, and both of them with a lot of patience on their shots. But it just came down to Medvedev. In addition to the great rallying, he's a little bit faster than Pablo Carreno Robusta for defense. Has a little bit more on his shots to take control of the point more than Pablo Carreno Robusta, and he has a lot more on his serve. So when you've got two guys, great rallies, even it's a battle, and one guy's getting 3 points off the serve, the other's not, big advantage. But then also when you're just a bit better at the rallies, just a bit more on your rally shot to have control of the rallies, and just a bit of extra speed and defense there. So just being that bit extra in all those areas, plus a bigger serve, and then Pablo Carreno Robusta, a lot of errors. That does it for Medvedev, 6-1, 6-1. Tsitsipas was a bit hot and cold. Hot in the first and third set, cold in the second set. He's attacking, going for it, shortening the point, coming into the net. Aliassime was also inconsistent, but Aliassime was more off than on, whereas Tsitsipas was inconsistent but a bit more on than off. And it just came down to that. Tsitsipas on 2 out of the 3 sets. Aliassime off more than on in this match. Both of them attacking, taking risks, wanting to take time away and end the point. But there you go. It just came down to Tsitsipas's game was more on than off, and Ali seemed more off than on. And right at the end, we saw some good play from Tsitsipas. The power game, the forehand finishing at the net, a lot of errors from Ali Asim. So there's that one. And then Rublev just, he's a bit on and off, same sort of thing, but he just overpowers Pair and takes his time away, and then just playing with consistency and power, and just that consistency without a lot of errors and a lot of power. Too much from Pair, some errors from Pair, but yeah, that's how it went. So now we're at the semi-final stage. So let's first go over the all-Russian battle, Medvedev and Rublev. What I would say about this one is I just think that Medvedev has better defense than Rublev. He's more consistent. And in the end, in these rallies, when Medvedev's running down everything, giving Rublev nothing, Rublev can't get past his defense with his power game, and then he goes for too much and hit errors. The other thing in these long rallies, Medvedev is not trying to hit winners. He's happy for it to go on forever, to just push the ball around, move the ball around. Rublev, when he's pushed a bit to the left and to the right, even when you're not hitting with a lot of power, he's just off balance. He doesn't necessarily have the best movement, and he can't really create power on the run. So Medvedev's just slowly, patiently push it to the left, to the right, move him around. Don't try to hit a winner. He's just off balance, and he's just not good there, and he's making a lot of mistakes and errors, trying to hit errors on the winners on the run. And then if he doesn't, he's just moved around and getting more and more out of position. He just doesn't like it. He's not great at defense, and then can't really attack, and then hits a lot of poor shots. Tries to go for power on the run, can't do it. Hits a lot of poor shots on the run. It's just a lot of rallies of Medvedev moving him around, and he's not great at defense, and he's off balance. And then other times when Medvedev's defense is just playing great, and then he constantly asked to hit one more ball, he gets frustrated and goes for too much. Then there's the fact that Medvedev's meant to be the better defender and more consistent, but Rublev's the guy trying to overpower him and shorten the points, right? The thing about that is Medvedev's got a better serve. So when he's got the consistency and the defense, but also a better serve, it's hard for Rublev to be like saying, I won't rally with you, but I'll overpower you and shorten the point, when he has to start a lot of the points on the back foot due to he doesn't have the huge serve to play that kind of game where you've got the serve and the power game, and you don't let Medvedev in rallies and you take his time away. He doesn't have a serve. Actually, it's the opposite. Medvedev has the better serve. So that means Medvedev starting the more points ahead. So if you want to be the power guy, overpower the guy, shorten the points, and take his time away, it's hard when you're starting a lot of the points behind because the other guy, who is more consistent, is a better rally, is starting them ahead. And then again, he's moving you around and you're off balance. So for Rublev to have that game where he won't rally with Medvedev and he'll overpower him, he needs to start the point ahead, and you need to be a big server, which he isn't. And instead, Medvedev's the biggest server, and Medvedev's moving him around, starting the point ahead. And Medvedev's more consistent, and he's got the defense. Rublev's impatient, he goes for too much, and then Medvedev's moving him around, he's off balance. So, from all those reasons, it could be 2 or 3 sets. I'll say, because Medvedev's destroying everyone, I'll say it'll be straight sets, but 2 very close sets. So Medvedev wins, and Medvedev moves through to your. He's one of your Cincinnati Masters 1000 finalists. The next one will be Tsitsipas against Zverev. I just think the way Zverev's playing, he's won the Olympic gold. He's beat Djokovic. Even when Djokovic, he's able to defend almost as good as Djokovic, play consistently and battle it out with the long rallies against Djokovic as he did in the Olympics, but have more power on his shots. That he can be the defender and the consistent long rally like someone like a Djokovic, but have even more power on his shots. So then he'll be by having that more power on his shot, playing someone like Djokovic, he'll be in control of the rally because there'll be two great defenders, two consistent players, but one guy with a bit more power in his shot, so therefore dictating. So that's how he beat Djokovic, and someone like Pablo Carreno or Busta. I mean, sorry, he didn't play Pablo. He played Rudd, but but Rudd's not even as good as Djokovic, so he's getting even more control with being that consistent baseliner, but more power on your baseline shots. So we got the control of the rallies against Djokovic, but got more control against someone like Rudd. Tsitsipas is also a power guy who wants to finish the points shorter and take time away. But the thing is, Tsitsipas is going for it and shortening points and taking risks, and sometimes getting, you know, overpowering a guy and coming and finishing off the net, and then other times mixing with errors because he's not playing the rally game. He's playing the attack, shorten point, take time away, come into the net. Whereas, um, whereas Zverev is playing the more like a Djokovic game, battle, rally, win it in 3 or 4 shots or 5 shots in the rally, but have patience and have very few errors and have good defense, right? But like I said, he's in those rally shots. He's coming out with more power than Djokovic, so more ability to have control of a rally. So basically, he's able to generate power and take control of points, but be willing, well, when he's got that control, be willing to end it in 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shots, and are willing to have these power, this great baseline play, but great baseline play mixed with power, and to have complete control of the rally, um, due to your power, but also have the patience to wait as many shots as it needs to move the guy around to you ending it. So he can hit these winners and these rallies that he's in control with his power game with few errors. Whereas Tsitsipas is a lot more inconsistent than that. He can probably come up with the same winners as Zverev, but he's trying to end it in 1 or 2 shots, and try to go for the lines more and trying to end it right away. So he's getting the similar amount of winners as Zverev, but exchanging more errors. So that's what I'm saying. That's the difference. So both guys got the equal power game to end the point and shorten the point, but Tsitsipas is less patient, so he needs to end it in a shot or two. So he's going for the line more, and he's probably getting about the same amount of winners, but it's more of a gamble game. But mixing those with quite a lot of errors, therefore creating the inconsistency. Whereas Zverev's able to hit the same amount of winners but do it patiently and end it in 3, 4, 5, 6 shots. But with the same amount of winners as Tsitsipas, because he's taking less risk and he's more consistent, he's able to hit few errors. So I think that's what you'll see. Two guys with an equal power game on the serve, equal amount of sort of aces and getting the same amount of your serve, maybe Zverev a bit more, equal amount of power game's ability to overpower the other guy in the rally. But one guy's Zverev being able to say, I can get these amount of winners with very few errors because I'm doing it for more like the power game, yes, the control of the point, yes, but the patience to do as many shots to end it. Whereas Tsitsipas is getting the winners by trying to go for the line and end it short, but then a whole lot of errors. So I think when you got two guys getting the same off the serve, same amount of winners, but one guy has to do a whole lot of errors to get that, and the other guy has to give up very few errors. I think that'll be the difference. And then I also think Zverev is defending defending better than Tsitsipas. So more consistency in the rally, fewer errors, but still being able to get the same amount of winners as Tsitsipas and the same amount of aces or same off the serve, but a bit more. So like power game winners, aces, they're about the same, but Tsitsipas is getting a whole lot of errors to get that, whereas Zverev is getting a whole lot of winners, but doing it in a patient way and getting few errors. So I think Zverev wins with his consistency, I also think he wins with his defense, and then even though they both got a good serve, I think his serve is slightly better. And he's just in better form now. So you're going to see a whole lot of winners and errors with Tsitsipas, a whole lot of winners and few errors from Zverev, bit better defense, and then getting a little bit more out of his serve. And then if you can hit a whole lot of winners and few errors, and then the other guy to get the same amount of winners has to give up errors, isn't good defense. And then if you're not as good in the rally, so you need to take risks and shorten the point, but the other guy's serve is maybe a bit better than you, so then you're starting a whole lot of the points behind. How are you going to be in control of the point and not be in rallies and shorten the point when the other guy's likely to start the rally ahead due to being a better serve or at least the same? But then the other guy can hit the same amount of winners as you, but he's not risking anything, so he doesn't need many errors, and then he can defend better than you. So I just think it's the defense and the consistency, but still being, but Tsitsipas taking a whole lot of risk to get those winners, but Zverev not taking risk and not having to hit errors with the winners, and then the defense too, and then Zverev probably serving slightly better. So I think like that. So like it's very hard to beat someone when for you to attack and take a whole lot of risk, you've got to hit a whole lot of errors. But the other guy can attack, get the same amount of power, same amount of winners, but without the errors. It's very difficult to win. And then if the other guy on top of that has better defense, and on top of that has the same serve as you or better, I mean he's just going to be more consistent. Better serve, better defense. It's either going to be two really close sets or three sets, but I'll say two very close sets, and Zverev is going to take it in straight sets, but it'll be a battle. It'll be two close sets, but again, Zverev's going to get it. So I've got Medvedev, I've got um, Zverev in the final of the Cincinnati Masters. That's going to be a much more difficult one to pick because they're both on fire. They're both playing great. But I'll get into that on my video tomorrow when I preview the final. But I'm saying two really close sets. Zverev beats Tsitsipas, and two really close sets. Medvedev beats Rublev, and then we end up with Zverev, Medvedev, Cincinnati Masters final, and both Zverev and Medvedev winning their semifinals in straight sets. That's my video for today. Subscribe, bell notification, thumbs up. Have a great day, night, wherever you are. Be back here for my preview of the Cincinnati Masters final, for my video on Nadal's end of his season, his injury, and interviews with some of the best players in the world, all coming up. So thanks for being with me. Subscribe, thumbs up, bell notification. Bye for now. Bye, guys. Thanks for being with me.